Away from YouTube, he's a devout Christian, crying and being apologetic for the way that he actually treats people online.
Wow, is that serious?
Rather than being judgmental towards others, I started focusing on God's mercy towards me.
Who could have thought a religious person could ever be a grifter?
I used to play like 5 hours a day of video games, and I literally don't even play anymore.
Did this guy really just get up at church therapy session and just tell people that he used to play a lot of video games? This is fucking incredible.
Before, I had this like stupid idea of like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing on YouTube and I'm gonna be a star. What am I doing now? I'm leading a Bible study.
There's a grown man that's like really just like openly expressing this thought in a way that a young kid would about how they want to be an epic famous YouTuber person. This is incredible.
The man that you're seeing doesn't believe anything he's saying.
I wonder if it's a situation where he went online and he wanted to believe something like, oh, they're adding too much gay in Grand Theft Auto. And he made a video and he was wrong, but he noticed the feedback he got was positive in some instances. He made money and he was like, F it, who cares if I'm lying for money? He has no actual, I guess, morals in this case. All right, guys. Listen, here's the thing. Apparently in this video with AndyPants, he cries. That's literally why we're watching this video from Cyberboy. That's why. I'm not kidding. Because I don't like AndyPants. I think that he is a negative impact on everything. I think he's a poor example of what you should be as a man. I think he's a poor example of how you should communicate yourself to people. And I think it's funny when he's sad. Sorry, but we're going to watch this. It's called The Worst Internet Grifter, AndyPants Exposed from Cyberboy. Let's go. So
AndyPants Gaming has been a creator that has been called out for lying about information on so many different occasions. And in today's video, we're actually going to do a bit of a deep dive on who AndyPants Gaming is and why he also prolifically lies about information. Now, on his main channel, he is extremely vile. The stuff he says about people is absolutely disgusting. So everything that Andy's getting in this video is more than deserved. And also, many people might not know, but AndyPants Gaming is actually a character. The AndyPants Gaming channel was
yeah, that makes sense to me that he's just a character. A sussy character from Among Us. Guys, I did an Among Us meme.
Known for being a right-leaning channel that stands up against diversity in gaming, and he's made an...
Well, he used to like hate Asmongold until I guess he thought he could make more money talking about Asmongold positively. That's it.
Entire career out of it. But what many people don't know is that he has an entirely different other channel where he advocates for diversity in gaming, talks about how there should be more gay representation in games, and he basically plays both sides of the fence.
I personally feel the more gay, lesbian, trans, and female characters we have in games, the better.
What? This sounds like his voice, but in AI.
The more diverse perspectives we have in games, the better they will always be.
Yes, AndyPants Gaming is woke.
But whoa, that's just weird.
Then also...
I don't even feel that way. I just don't care. If you make a gay game, I'm just like, oh, that's not for me. That's all I think. You know what I mean? That's the way that I look at it. Oh, that game is gay? Well, that's just not for me. It doesn't have to be for me. Not everything needs to be for me. I don't have a level of entitlement that makes me feel like everything needs to be for me. That's like my situation. Like, whatever. You want to put more gay stuff in games? Be my guest, dude. Like, maybe that game might not resonate with me. That's okay. But
in real life, away from YouTube, he's a devout Christian that's actually being filmed crying and being apologetic for the way that he actually treats people online.
Wow, is that serious?
Rather than being judgmental towards others, I started focusing on God's mercy towards me.
And yes, you will see this video later. For me personally,
who could have thought that a religious person could ever be a grifter? That's the most surprising shit here.
I find him a very interesting case study of how internet grifting can just be used for monetary value. On one hand, we have Cyberpunk being a completely woke game, but on his other channel, Cyberpunk isn't woke. And
is this this isn't a content transition? This is like at the same time? Did he end up deleting the other channel?
We should keep politics out of gaming. Something just doesn't add up here. Now, before we actually dive into a recent video that AndyPants has done and break it apart, I do need to make sure that because the nature of this content is quite political, I want you to all understand where I politically stand on this. Now, in the past, myself and AndyPants have had a bit of a backwards and forwards debate, and basically I called him out for lying about information. One of the key things that came up is the reason for Laszlo Jones leaving Rockstar. He said it's because he was worried about the game going woke. The actual reason he became a full-time carer for his sister with cancer.
Damn, those are two very different reasons. I can't get over the fact that a religious person would lie for money. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. That's actually fucking insane.
So, of course, I called AndyPants out on that, and the response I got to that was just saying that I'm a woke tard. So let's just get
Right, well, that's something.
my politics perfectly clear. So I'm not high.
So my question is, was he playing both sides at the same time, or did he realize he can make more money grifting in a different way? You know what I mean? Like, those are obviously two different things to me. Which one is it?
Hiding anything from any of you. I'm taking quite a centrist point of view. I think in gaming, there's definitely games out there that add a gay character to just have a gay character. Or
This isn't really a centrist thing. I don't really care about a game adding a gay character just to have a gay character. I care about them adding it in a way and then the game sucking. Like, they do it as a virtue signal just to make you want to buy it more, and then it sucks. Like, it's like Star Wars added a lot of diversity, and then the script for like episode 8 was terrible. You know, to me, that's like, okay, that's an issue. That's like a significant issue to me.
Or they intentionally maybe pander to certain audiences just as a tick sheet exercise rather than actually to do any of those people a service. For example, a well-written gay character or well-written black character, lesbian character, whatever it might be, works really well in a story. But making a certain character gay just for social good boy points, I feel is something that doesn't really benefit the gay community, doesn't benefit gaming, doesn't benefit the games developers. All it really does is benefit investors. So is there a tick box agenda being pushed in gaming and movies? For sure. I think looking at any advert right now on the BBC, every single advert makes sure it's diverse in every single way. It's ridiculous.
Was it what do you mean, like an advertisement in the BBC? What is that? I guess I'm just not going to be able to relate to that.
It's making sure that people are overly represented in everything to the point where it's not about representation anymore. It's about advertisers using people being gay or whatever else to win over TV networks. And it's wrong.
Well, I mean, if they're making more money doing it, then obviously it is resonating in a positive way to the general society, or to the people consuming it, rather. Like, you know, it's probably one of those things where people, they find it cringe, but they don't stop engaging with whatever media that's doing it. But then some people are like, I really like this, and it has like an overall positive for their shit, you know?
It's actually doing a disservice to these various different communities. So that's my politics. But the other side of it is accounts like AndyPants straight up lying about things actually takes away from the argument. If we want to institute change, we need to point out the things that are actually being done wrong in the industry. People like AndyPants just making stuff up about things doesn't actually bring anything to light that can be resolved. All it does is make...
No, I don't think he ever apologized for making a weird game that put his like daughter, like made a character inspired by his daughter into the game and then did weird AI like CSAM material about it. I don't think he ever apologized for that.
Him look like a lying internet grifter. So without further ado, let's dive into his latest video about Grand Theft Auto. So he starts off by talking...
I haven't played Grand Theft Auto in such a long time, dude. I think Grand Theft Auto 3, maybe Vice City. I don't know, whichever one was most recent.
About examples of things that have been said in previous GTA games by characters.
Am I the only person who remembers how funny the old GTA games were?
The Russians are coming, man. We don't got time for this gay shit.
But AndyPants fails to mention the entire DLC called The Ballad of Gay Tony, where the protagonist goes around beating up people that are homophobic towards Tony. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's actually funny. That's like a funny take, because I know there's like a lot of homophobia. I remember watching The Sopranos, a lot of homophobia in the mafia. Apparently they worked with the mafia to make that, which is incredible. You know? So, except if you were in prison, as long as you didn't talk about it, that's different. You don't talk about that. And as long as you're topping as well, it's very different. It's implied that Richie had sex with men, by the way. But that's just a lot of information that you don't need to hear. So it's funny to kind of like flip the script a little bit there, make them like kind of woke, but like ironically, it's silly.
He failed to mention that, didn't he?
Fast forward to 2025 and Rockstar, which is run by fat purple-haired lesbians now.
Okay. There's one person with purple hair.
Is desperately trying to erase its homophobic and transphobic
Rockstar staff. I'm gonna say, I feel like this is not the entire staff at Rockstar. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you, okay?
past.
Staff photo 2025? You mean International Women's Day 2019?
That makes more sense. Okay, that makes more sense.
If you're shocked that there's women in an International Women's Day photo, you need to give your head a wobble. And
That's so funny. Who would have thought that? Again, it's hard for me to wrap my head around. AndyPants grifting for money. Who would do that? What kind of a religious person would do that, dude? I'm sorry. Turning away my religious audience. I'm so sorry. By the way, guys, don't forget to check out the Leftovers channel. A lot of exciting content. Talked about the DoorDash girl getting arrested. Link in description. Talked about Asmongold, AndyPants' favorite content creator. How he talked about how he liked slavery. That was based. Not really. It was actually terrible, but it happened. So I talked about it, and now you know about it. So take a look.
You say that it's being run by fat, purple-haired lesbians. Well, firstly, you zoomed in on the one section of the photo to make it look like a couple of people represent the entirety of all the women at Rockstar. In fact,
well, I guess because they found that person that was gay and a couple people with dyed hair. So, or sorry, I don't know if they're gay, but they're fat. But that's I don't know. I got those two confused. Maybe because I'm a gay fat guy. I don't know, dude. I'm not gay. I'm not going to pretend to identify as LGBTQ. You know, I'm not vanilla base. So. In
fact, not the women at Rockstar. You
listen. Just because I bone a femboy doesn't make me LGBTQ, bro. Okay. All right. That's not the right energy. You know what I'm saying, dude? The Romans didn't think you were gay unless you were bottoming. I think that's a fact, in my opinion.
Saying that this is just to Rockstar employees, which we've just gone through that you lied about. Then you added this flag, which Rockstar didn't add. So this is your crop, but if I just move the camera across to the right and then put Rockstar Staff Photo 2025 on it.
This looks like a bunch of kindergarten teachers.
Yeah, and whack this little flag in there. Does that mean Rockstar's now just been run by purely conservative, right-leaning, and there's this whole Nazi regime going on? No.
You know what? By AndyPants' logic, yeah.
No, it doesn't. Narrative plays a really big part in how you convey information. The next thing to note is that there's about 5 people in the image with dyed hair and only 1 that has purple hair. And there's about 7.
But also, just keep in mind, people who play video games are weird, right? Like, I play video games. We're all weird. So it makes sense for you to have a disproportionately higher amount of people with different color hair inside of like a video game studio. And I feel like also part of it is that like the atmosphere at a gaming studio is probably a little bit more casual than at like a regular job. You know, it's hard for you to get away at like your office job or social work job with like a pretty colorful hair and nose piercings and stuff. So
75 people in the entire original photo. Now, if you think that one person having purple hair makes Rockstar entirely woke,
what are the past pink hair? What the fuck?
We can talk about the percentage of your church community that's actually gay. Does that mean that your whole church community is gay?
Yes.
Does that mean that you're gay, AndyPants?
Yes, it does.
It's Jesus. What a time to come out. No,
that's him. That's his logic.
Doesn't. You're just misrepresenting the facts.
I don't know, dude. Listen, I took a look. I pre-watched the part where AndyPants cries in this video. I'm not trying to be fucking rude, but I think I understand why now he doesn't really show his face when he does his stuff, and it's because I think his mannerisms are a little bit flamboyant. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Being gay is beautiful. Okay, it's an incredible thing. In fact, I think gay people are better than straight people. I'm just gonna say it. You can clap for me if you'd like. Just my opinion, guys. Just my opinion. But he do be zesty, and you'll see.
Paints a narrative. Oh, one more thing. You and AndyPants are both obsessed with calling women fat lesbians.
Whoa.
Have you both seen your...
Dude, I gotta tell you, be honest with you, I love looking at fat lesbians. That's fucking crazy. It's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing to Google. Is that incredible?
Self. That's the pot calling the kettle black.
Since 2021, they've added
you both seen your...
Was that him? I don't think that's... Is that him? That doesn't look like him.
The game.
No, they haven't. This is a mod. It's not
and they've added pride.
Both seen yourself.
Sorry, it's confusing.
That's the pot calling the kettle black.
Since 2021, they've added pride events to the game.
No, they haven't. This is a mod. It's not in any way associated or affiliated with Rockstar Games.
What's interesting is I think, and I might be wrong, I'm kind of like quoting off the top of my head. I think they might have taken away other mods that remove some stuff that would be considered, more, I guess, left-leaning. And so I guess the argument would be like, oh, how come they let you have a gay mod but not like a Nazi mod, right? So, in AndyPants' defense, that's a crazy argument to make, but...
You can create any mod for GTA if you want to.
They're selling Pride merch in the Rockstar store now.
Nope, I looked for this.
Who cares? Even if they were, who gives a fuck? Like, why not? Bro, it always blows my mind because, like, you guys are just on a cope. Like, realistically speaking, you know, there's a gay pride month and everybody says like, oh, why don't they have like a veterans month or some kind of a military month, which exists. It's November. We literally are in it and you guys don't know about it because you don't care. Gay people care more about gay pride than the rest of you pretend to care about having pride in military veterans and all that other shit. You don't really give a fuck. It's a virtue signal. You like to bring them up as just a way to try to antagonize gay and trans people, but you don't actually give a fuck about like veterans or police or any of the military or any of the shit. You don't care at all. But the reality is that gay people, it's a good time when you go and hang out at gay stuff. Have you ever been to gay stuff? I hang out with gay people. They're fun. Now they're also a little catty gay men. This is my experience, but they're more fun. And so it's like, be fun. Do a military parade. Take some boobs out. Show some titty. You know what I mean? Do some cool stuff. That's all I'm saying. But you guys don't do that shit. You guys refuse to do that. And so it's like, yeah, man. That's why, that's your problem. You know, make it entertaining.
Shirt long and hard on different stores all the way around the world. And the only reference I found for it was the Ballad of Gay Tony merch in 2009, which according to you, Rockstar wasn't woke back then? So which is it?
Damn.
They've removed the Cockatoos Club from GTA Online because it was transphobic.
Yeah, 100%.
What made it transphobic? What?
They did do that. There is no denying the fact that that may be an indication
I mean, if it was transphobic, then whatever.
of Rockstar softening up a little bit. I can fully agree with that, and that's the only
Who
truthful
gives a fuck if they soften up a little bit? Like, that's not an issue.
thing that you've said throughout the entirety of this video. But you didn't explain why it was removed, the context, the petitions that happened, the PR disaster that was lined up for Rockstar. And
Well, he would obviously say that they were being too woke, and that's what made it a PR disaster.
also took people 3 months to notice they were removed because no one was hanging around outside that club. People weren't
Damn, they weren't even going to the Peacock Club?
engaging with it or interacting with it. It only started cropping up on a few quite far-leaning websites that were using it as a way to proposition Rockstar being woke. So have they really done something that's affected the game? Not really. Are these characters still in the game? Yes, they are. They're actually in director's mode. They're just not outside that specific nightclub. And one more thing I want to add, because this is something that you've basically denied and you just don't address in any way. Trevor's a bisexual character that openly likes men. Why do you
Really? Trevor? Is that the crazy guy with the bald head?
never mention that? Why does that never come up in any of your videos?
But nothing sums up the death of Rockstar better than the fact that they removed the fact.
I mean, if you really wanted to be like a little debate bro-y, you could argue that the gay character... Well, this isn't even debate bro-y. I think this would be maybe even a reasonable argument to make. I don't know. But it seems like a lot of the gay characters now are very explicitly gay from what I see. Or maybe there's just a lot of noise around them and they're not. But it seems like a lot of them are very explicitly gay. Whereas like maybe back then there's characters that were, you know, they were just like secret gay. It's like, oh yeah, we happen to make like a regular character. And then like, they just happen to be gay and it's not the central like focal point of their identity. Like you can make that argument. Like maybe that's it, I guess, if you want to say something.
Faggio completely from the game. The Faggio, in case you
What the fuck?
forgot, is basically a Vespa, and it has been in every single GTA game since Vice City in 2002. Woke Rockstar in 2023 just decided to remove it, though.
So the Faggio was removed from the store in the
By the way, guys, that's the name of a thing, so it's okay to say that, okay?
game, but you can still steal it from the street. And there's been over 300 in-game purchasable vehicles removed out of Grand Theft Auto Online. And for the record, it was only removed for 3 months because as they introduce new updates, they replace vehicles and then those vehicles come back later. 3 months later, this vehicle came back and you can now buy it in the LS car meets. Just to be very clear, the vehicle came back 2 years ago and this video came out a couple of days ago. So just Googling this, he would have found that information. Or you know what? Actually being a player of the game.
Did they just take it out because it was just a seasonal thing to pull in and remove? Or was there an actual element to it? Like, who cares if they removed it from the shop for a little bit?
He would have found out this information.
Another core part of the GTA brand that Rockstar has turned their back on in recent years is just how racist, sexist, and offensive the games have been for 27 years.
So he shows off all these examples as a point that Rockstar's gone woke.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Maybe you got rid of the old yee ass haircut you got. You get some bitches on your dick.
But we haven't
That's such good advice.
had another Grand Theft Auto since GTA 5 and of course GT Online that went alongside it. Unless he's already played Grand Theft Auto 6, he can't say whether Rockstar has gone soft yet or not. And throughout the rest of the video, he does make references to GTA 6 going soft and woke, and he actually, once again, completely fabricates information, like straight up lies about stuff. But he's forgetting that Rockstar released their own screenshots, and in this particular photo, we can see Rockstar taking the piss out of corporate America for pushing agendas and using the gay flag as a way to sell products. Rockstar aren't going to go and do the very thing that they're taking the piss out of. And if they are, we haven't seen anything to suggest that yet.
I don't know. It just looks like a silly little advertisement poster, but okay.
Fast forward to 2025, and recent GTA Online updates show you how soft and pussified GTA has become over
You're showing a bunch of fucking shirtless men on the thing. How have they become pussified? What?
the years.
My brother in Christ, this is a fan-made mod, not a Rockstar Online update. And you know that. To download the video, to rip this video from YouTube, you would have seen that.
Knock, knock.
Here's Lamar's updated dialogue in 2021.
Knock, knock, my politically incorrect racial epithets.
That's definitely true. That's definitely a real one. That's definitely a real one. That's definitely not fake.
I mean, I don't need to explain this. Hopefully you guys watching have the cognitive ability to realize that's actually Rockstar literally taking the piss about how everything has become politically correct. Literally listen to what he's saying. He's making a mockery of it. He then goes on to say how Rockstar's gone woke because their new vice president is a woman.
Ew! Why? Who cares?
But he doesn't mention how Jennifer Colby has been at Rockstar since 2001 and she's openly right-leaning politically. It's all over her link.
Yeah, but have you considered that AndyPants is like Charlie Kirk in the sense that anytime he sees a person, well, in this case a woman, but for Charlie, anytime he sees a black person in any role, he assumes that they're not qualified? Ever considered that? I don't know. Have we? Have we ever considered that he's just as bad of a person as Charlie Kirk was? By the way, rest in peace, but also not really a great guy. So,
and she's anything but quote unquote woke. This is another example of AndyPants saying, look, woman bad. And this lends into some of Andy's insecurities. Now, we're not
like his divorce from his wife.
going to go through the rest of AndyPants' video because it's literally...
I guess I'm assuming that he didn't have the ability to make her feel very good about herself, you know?
all like this. It's all stuff that he's purposely orchestrated to get people riled up in the comments and to be like, yeah, Rockstar's gone gay. Like, it's all bollocks and it's all bullshit. It's the same for every single video he makes. Like, there's a whole section of the video where he talks about Jason with his top off as a dog whistle to the
Whoa, that guy's kind of hot, dude. He looks good.
Gay community, when I literally get probably the best part of 100 comments.
That actually looks insanely detailed. What the fuck?
It's every day or two, people absolutely thirsting over Lucia. Do you not think...
I think maybe this is just an attempt to get horny women to play the game as well. I don't think it's anything like super deep. I think that's literally all it is. Like, I don't think it needs to be like this super deep, like, oh my God, they're just trying to get gay guys. Like, to me, if you're like, hey, here's a hot guy in a game, or here's a guy that I think a bunch of gay guys think is super sexy, you're gay. That makes me think you're gay, AndyPants. I mean, let's be fucking real. Why would that be your first reaction? To go, oh, that's so hot. You're trying to get gay guys to get into that? I'm into that. Wait, no, I'm not. I think it's disgusting. Like, that's what you're communicating to me. And then when you say things like that, you know what I mean?
That she's a dog whistle to the straight community. No, from a physique point of view, Jason's a really aspirational character for young men to get themselves in shape. Myself included.
Hey, he's just like Sam Sulek or Ziz. The original Sam Sulek, Zizbra.
Included. And if you think there's anything wrong with that, you are stupid. And there's people like die-hard fans of AndyPants agreeing with him on everything he says, but people aren't realizing that AndyPants is a character. The man that you're seeing doesn't believe anything he's saying.
He might start to like actually live these thoughts here. The only reason I say that is because I think he actually like lost custody of his kid, like unironically. So it's one of those things where, like, you know, maybe he actually started to allow himself to be embraced by these very incorrect thoughts.
He has a politically left-leaning channel and a politically right-leaning channel. Yes, Andy Xbox is left-leaning. He talks about how there should be more representation of gay people in gaming and all of this stuff. Like, he has two channels, one to appeal to the left and one to appeal to the right. His rage baiting channel is the one that actually blew up, so that's the one that he stuck with.
I would not doubt that, honestly. I wouldn't doubt that AndyPants started like with a channel for each thing to try to see if he can become successful because he cares more about being a successful creator. And then whichever one took off, he started to adapt the personality to. But I wouldn't doubt that he got almost like gaslit himself into being more believing of that. You know, like he seems like the type of person that doesn't have particularly high moral convictions in any capacity. I just that's it. That's the end of that that little rant. I don't think that he's somebody that necessarily has super high moral convictions in anything. So I could see him, you know, I could see that. I could see him just like having his personality changed because of that.
But there's videos of him acknowledging the fact that what he's doing is wrong and he's a bit of a loser for doing it.
Oh,
like
really?
he will say that himself. Let me just play you the clip.
Rather than being judgmental towards others, I started focusing on God's mercy towards me.
Come on, bro.
And really, guys, being humble is way more fun.
Come on, man.
Like, it's way more fun.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Like, being prideful is not fun. I used to
That's crazy.
play like 5 hours a day of video games, and I literally don't even play anymore.
Wow, that's so
Taking it
incredible.
away. I think in community is where you really.
Did this guy really just get up at church and in front of like what this is supposed to be like a church-esque therapy session kind of a thing and just tell people that he used to play a lot of video games? This is fucking incredible.
Find what God wants for your life in terms of your purpose. Because before I had this like stupid idea of like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing on YouTube and I'm gonna be a star and I'm gonna like, and it's like, no, what am I doing now? I'm leading a Bible study, I'm doing this worship night, and then I'm making an app with some other Christians, which is cool. But like, it's completely changed. I guess community has completely changed like all the things I was doing with my life. And I think, guys, in community.
Guys, can we just like talk about what's happening right now? It's a grown man getting up in front of a bunch of church people talking about how he wants to be a famous YouTuber. There's a grown man that's like really just like openly expressing this thought in a way that a young kid would about how they want to be an epic famous YouTuber person. This is incredible.
It's like, it's such a great place to find your purpose because a lot of us are on social media and we have this like messed up idea. Like everyone always says chase your dreams, and like honestly I just think most of our dreams are stupid.
I think what really
All right, that is something. I guess he was able to get over that upsetness from being a grifter.
infuriates me is that AndyPants puts these videos out as someone that isn't a Grand Theft Auto fan. He's one, either never played any of the Grand Theft Auto games, or two, he's completely lying. And I'm more inclined to believe that he's completely lying about
What? Not my AndyPants.
all of this stuff. But then his comment section's full of people that have never played Grand Theft Auto. Like all of these people that are either extremely stupid or they've never played Grand Theft Auto. Because some of the stuff he's saying is so obviously wrong. Like for example, saying about how that gay pride parade was introduced by Rockstar. Like everyone knows that wasn't. I've never even heard of that thing before, and I've played every single Grand Theft Auto Online update since the game came out. That's just a fan-made mod. So
I wonder if it's a situation where he went online and he wanted to believe something and he saw something that said it. So in this case, it's like, oh, they're adding too much gay in Grand Theft Auto. And he made a video and he was wrong, but he noticed the feedback he got was positive in some instances. He made money and he was like, fuck it, who cares if I'm lying? You know, and now he's just really comfortable with lying to people for money. I wonder if it's one of those things where like he basically desensitized himself into not caring that he has like no actual, I guess morals in this case. Damn.
There's people getting angry. They're bad-mouthing Rockstar employees. Rockstar employees are getting messages, angry messages from AndyPants fans, like harassing messages because of stuff that AndyPants says. The guy is nothing but a dirty piece of shit grifter.
Whoa, I thought he was a nice guy.
And I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. What he's doing isn't like for
And he might blow you, so it's cool.
little internet rage baiting. It's actually causing the harassment of Rockstar's employees. And you know what? You can sit there and say, well, they deserve it because they've gone woke. But you've got to think, AndyPants has made half of this shit up. Now, I did a full video going through every single one of Endemion's and AndyPants' arguments about Rockstar going woke. That video included a whole graph of everything that's been claimed about Rockstar games, the parts departures from the business, stuff that Rockstar have done, content that was removed, and the reasons why. For example,
Yeah, same thing happened to Asmongold. IMO No Morals just wants to make it. Yeah, I think so. I think that that's why, like, if you listen to Asmongold, he has some, like, quote-unquote based takes. I think he has, like, provocative, attention-seeking takes for a reason. I think it's just because, like, that's just where he's at. He gets, like, positive attention. He's like, yeah, I do think that we should get rid of 100% of illegal immigrants. It's like, okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I do think that we should. This is something he literally said. Paprika Leftovers channel. Yeah, I do think that we should arrest people for stealing anything, even something. So even the $2 candy bar, and then put them in jail, and then make them do mandatory work slavery. Like, yes, you know, I think that absolutely makes sense to me.
the whole thing about the Confederate flag. Well, many of you may not know, Rockstar were running the risk of being completely delisted from many different platforms because it wasn't Rockstar that decided to remove the Confederate flag. It was the storefronts. But you can go and watch that full video if you want
That
to
makes sense.
go through every
Confederate flag is literally a traitorous fucking loser flag. So
single individual detail on why some of this content was removed, and pretty much my whole debunk on AndyPants and Endymion. I really do wish that people could
I have no idea who Endymion is. Maybe we should take a look at that one day.
apply critical thinking a bit better and stop believing everything they see from AndyPants on the internet. The guy is a straight up liar. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Wow. You know, before this video, I thought that AndyPants was a real stand-up guy, but it turns out he's actually a liar. So sad.